However, after a couple of years, when there were other solicitors involved who obviously misled me, that Garda report was obtained from Garda Síochána and any other relevant evidence was obtained. So after that, in 2023, in April 2023, because I followed up with Garda Síochána, I was expecting that the solicitors have done that, and I've discovered that they have not done it. Obviously, what is the reason? I don't know. So it was Power Gibbons from Rochford Gibbons Solicitor dealing with that in 2017 until January 2018. Then it was Noel Gallagher from Anderson and Gallagher Solicitors dealing with that case from June 2018 until April 2019. And then it was Patrick Power from Bernadette Gochran and co-solicitors from Malahide dealing with that case from 2019 until the date of the dissolution of this firm, which I happened to find out in 2022 that it was 10th of July 2020. And further than that, from 10th of July 2020, my legal file was kept against my wishes and without my consent by Patrick Power through a new firm of solicitor that was never instructed by me. So I had to file numerous complaints with the Legal Services Regulatory Authority, Ombudsman, etc. And eventually I got the legal documents back on 7th of February 2022. So basically I didn't have the facts in front of me. I was told one thing, a different thing has happened. And in 2023 I discovered that there is no Garda report concerning this accident that occurred on the 13th of November 2017. What is more, on the 22nd of January 2018, I gave witness statement in Swords Garda Station before Garda Keith Delaney, and I gave a written witness statement, but I was told then that this has disappeared, and there is a type note which is pretending to be my words, but that was not, because in the type notes it was clearly stating that I didn't know where the accident occurred, the location, nobody knew about the location, which is totally untrue. And also through GDPR subject access request, I requested the patient care report of the National Ambulance Service. I requested the Garda report. No Garda report seemed to exist. No Garda report seemed to have been obtained by AXA Insurance and Footprints Underwriting or the solicitors that were acting for me for all those years. And I was told through a letter was furnished to me on 24th of November 2023, signed by Ms. Maria Brown, Chief State Solicitor, advising that Mr. Niporovich was convicted for careless driving, but there was no witness statement, so there was no victim's statement provided on my behalf. So he was sentenced to €300 fine and 3 months disqualification from driving by Swords District Court on the 11th of September 2018, which he subsequently appealed to, and that's controversial information. I have a letter from Garda Síochána saying that the appeal went to the District Appeals Court, and then Ms. Maria Brown said in this letter that the appeal went to the Circuit Court, and the case came before Judge O'Donoghue, who waived the disqualification. So the final penalty or sanction imposed by the courts, that's what was on the letter, was €300 fine for causing severe material damage and for nearly killing somebody on the road. That's what I was told. Now, what I want to say is that apart from Garda Keith Delaney and Garda Niamh Carey, Superintendent of Coolock Garda Station, who was overseeing all criminal investigations at the time in 2017, 2018, until to 2021 at some stage, was Superintendent Gerard Donnelly, who has retired since, and also the Garda Commissioner in 2017, at the time when the accident happened, was the acting Garda Commissioner Donald O'Quallan, who was at this position from September 2017 to September 2018. So eventually there was an affidavit provided to me signed by Superintendent Ronan Barry, who was placed in Coolock Garda Station in 2021, stating that nobody is aware what is the record number of the criminal cases that came before Judge Dempsey in Swords District Court and Judge O'Donoghue in Circuit Court. I have additionally requested through the Freedom of Information Act right to access and to obtain information about all the cases that came before Judge Dempsey on the 11th of September 2018 and before Judge O'Donoghue on the 31st of January 2019. But that was refused to me by the court service. I was told that I cannot obtain this information. So my point is this: the phone calls that were initiated and done through the National Emergency Center on the 13th of November 2017 are recorded, and they should be in this recorded database until the 12th of November 2024, which is a week ahead of today. So I made a request to Judge Mark Somfy on the 11th of October 2024. It's judicial review proceedings that I have initiated against the Garda Commissioner to be provided with the full information regarding the criminal prosecution against Mr. Niparovich, because I do have the status of a victim of crime, because I was injured. I suffered material damage and personal injury through this accident, and I had the full right to be fully informed throughout the whole investigation and criminal proceedings how this is proceeding. However, I was never informed about the pulse number of any criminal prosecution or criminal proceedings. I was never given the right to be present on the day of any court cases against Mr. Niparovich. I was not given the right to provide the victim impact statements that to be taken into account by the judges that subsequently sanctioned the offender. And what is more interesting is that 2 weeks ago I contacted myself, Mr. Niparovich, and he advised me that there was no disqualification from driving, that he paid some money to a solicitor for a fine, and that there was 6 penalty points imposed on him. So there are so many different versions about the sanctions and the criminal prosecutions that have been provided to me. But what is more important is that there is no public record, there is no Garda report, and the worst part is the Department of Transport has maintained false record about my vehicle, which was the Nissan Micra 132D 3840, because this vehicle appeared to be under my ownership and until 12th of May 2023. However, this vehicle was not under my ownership and I didn't have access to it at all after the 17th of November 2017. It was AXA Insurance that arranged the transfer of my vehicle from Ghana City Recovery to Nordvale Limited, which is a scrapyard based in Kilcock, from what I know, with directors Valerie Higgins and Noel Higgins. So then I was told by the Department of Transport that transfer of ownership document was processed in the national database on the 12th of May 2023, stating that I sold the vehicle on that date. That is totally incorrect, and it's false document that was initiated. I was refused by the Department of Transport to be provided with a copy of this document, because this document is a fraudulent document. I did not sell the car. I surrendered the car on the 1st of December 2017 to AXA Insurance, and what happened after that, it's not my responsibility. But what is more important is that this vehicle, somebody declared it off the road between 1st of December 2017 and 12th of May 2023. What is more interesting is that this vehicle was declared as end-of-life vehicle on the 28th of May 2023, just 2 days after I initiated the judicial review proceedings for the court to issue an order of mandamus to compel the Garda Commissioner to provide me with information about the criminal prosecution against Mr. Niparovich to do with the road traffic accident in which I suffered material damage and personal injury, and where Mr. Niparovich broke a stop sign. However, what I want to say is this, that this vehicle was not under my ownership. I didn't know where it was. I didn't have any power on it, but the public record made me look that I was the one who hit the vehicle through that time, that the accident never happened on the 13th of November 2017. There were 2 insurance companies, there were 3 solicitors, there was Garda Síochána, there was the Department of Transport, and at this stage it's also the High Court of Ireland that is aware of this, but nobody is willing to help or to assist for the truth to be revealed. Now, after nearly 7 years, I am the one who has to prove that this road traffic accident happened. And I find this totally unacceptable and appalling, because I was the one who was injured, who suffered injustice, and the Garda Síochána and National Ambulance Service and people from Ghana City Recovery were there at the scene of the accident. As I said, there was a Garda car from Ashburn Garda Station. After that, there was a Garda car that arrived from Source Garda Station. On the scene, I did see Garda Niamh Carey. Now, on the 22nd of January 2018, Garda Keith Delaney confirmed that he also was at the scene of the accident. So all of them, they saw where the vehicles were positioned, that my one was in the middle of the road obstructing traffic, and Mr. Niperovic's car was in the ditch about 20-30 meters from the place of the collision. Now, the paramedics, Daniel Dixon and Barry McLaughlin, who were extremely helpful and attentive, they also saw where the vehicles were situated. Also, Daniel Dixon took a picture of my wrecked vehicle, but subsequently I was told by the National Ambulance Service that they don't have any pictures in their database. So where did the picture go? I don't know, but obviously either was buried or it was a cover-up again. Also, on the patient care report that was provided to me from the National Ambulance Service, the location of the accident was 3 miles from Ashburn. Now, basically, I'm told that the Gardaí, they didn't know where they arrived, the ambulance didn't know where they arrived, and also Ghana City Recovery, they also don't know where their people arrived to collect the 2 wrecked vehicles on the 13th of November 2017. Now, what is interesting, and I published the document, is that document from Ghana City Recovery to say that it was private party that called them to tow these vehicles. My one, which was the 132D 3840, the Nissan Micra, and the 05C40536, the Vauxhall Astra of Mr. Niperovic. So all of them people, they arrived based on the documents provided to me to unknown location. And I'm asking, how is this possible? How people could arrive at unknown location, who sent them to this unknown location, and all of them vehicles have GPS that tracks down the exact location. So what happened with all the record? How this could be buried and how this could be completely covered up? This is my question. And how could be that I am put in a position that I have to prove now that the accident happened? If the Garda Síochána didn't do their job, and if the solicitors who were engaged to help me with a personal injury didn't do their job. Now, the one thing I want to add is that subsequently, in July 2023, I discovered that Bethany, who actually helped us to exchange details with Mr. Niperovic prior to the arrival of the Gardaí and the National Ambulance Service, her name is Bethany Horgan, and she has been a claims handler with AXA Insurance for a good number of years. This is a fact. This is what I've discovered. And I believe she was the one who first called the National Emergency Operations Lines. And these phone calls are recorded and are kept and will be kept or should be kept until 12th of November 2024. So I just wanted to bring to the attention of the public that taxpayers' money have been used to pay the salaries of all these Gardaís, the people from the National Emergency Operations Center, the paramedics, the people from Conley Hospital that gave me the first assistance there, the court service, and after 7 years, I do not know, and there is no record what happened. And the attempt is for all the evidence to be covered up so that they do not exist and nothing could be proved. But I will not keep silent, and I will not allow to be bullied into silence anymore. And I would like to say it to everybody out there, because nobody knows when they could be victim of something similar to that. And unfortunately, I'm convinced that I am alive and I have to face all of them lies and cover-ups, which is appalling. But the other thing which I know is that if I was killed at this accident, I'm extremely concerned that my family would have never known the truth, which shouldn't be the case in a democratic country. Thank you for listening.